Okay, let's do a quick walkthrough for lab safety, one of the other early labs. It's important to remember with lab safety that this lab safety lab is a general lab that Science Interactive writes for all of its laboratory. Um, it makes it sound as though you'll be working with many dangerous chemicals, but it's also written for the chem kit as well, which does have some serious safety concerns. Most of the things within your geology lab kit are pretty safe to work with. It is important to remember that number one, some minerals contain hazardous or dangerous elements or substances, such as lead. So you either want to wear gloves when handling your minerals or you want to wash your hands afterwards before you eat. The acid is a pretty mild acid, but it's going to be dangerous for your eyes. So wash your hands once again after handling the acid. And avoid getting it on your clothes. It may stain your clothes, particularly delicate fabrics. And then there are some gritty materials, particularly that you'll be working with in the weathering lab. Those gritty materials pose, once again, a safety concern for your eyes. So definitely pay attention to where it talks about eye wash station, because you want to make sure that you're set up in case you get some of that gritty material in your eyes that you wash it out pretty quickly because that could scratch your eyes. But overall, most of the materials in your lab kit are pretty safe. It is good to always know what to do if you have broken glass, and it will walk you through things like that. So, lab safety exploration is just exactly, it's going to teach you the basics of lab safety. You can resume, and it's going to give me those warnings that you've already looked at these things. So it's going to talk about things like first aid, safety data sheets. That's going to give you all your chemical important chemical information, chemical hazarding, preparing for fires and fumes. There are no fires in this lab. There shouldn't be. There should be no fires in this anywhere in this the labs that you do. So it's always good to learn a little bit more about that, but don't be worried too much about fire and safety concerns as far as that. Spills and broken glass, most things can be wiped up pretty easily. None of the hazard chemicals are hazardous to dispose of, but it's always good to know how to dispose of broken glass because it's easy to accidentally cut yourself on broken glass. So, um, and some directions on case of emergency. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go back to the lab safety, and we're going to take a look at the experimentation. Experimentation. Here you're going to, um, you're going to need a paper and a pencil. Next. And you're going to review this list of safety items. You're given safety goggles, you're given gloves. Um, you do want to make sure that you have something set up for eye wash. So have a plan for that just in case you get that grit in your eyes. It'll give you some questions. Answer as though you are going through chemistry. Um, and what they reviewed in the exploration. And let's get to that really important part. We won't be working with sodium hydroxide, but it's good to learn how to read a safety data sheet. So this is the safety contract. This is a very important part because it says that you understand potential safety concerns associated with the lab kit. Don't let your pets in it. Be wise with your kids. Once again, if you're handling minerals, have your kids wear gloves or wash their hands. You wash your hands. You don't want to be sticking something in your mouth just because there's dangerous elements in the earth, including things like lead and asbestos and things like that. So just make sure that you're washing your hands regularly after handling minerals, washing your hands after acid so you don't get it in your eyes, being careful not to get the grit in your eyes. But that this is that you're responsible for your safety and following the rules and safety recommendations for each lab. So, and then this is the evaluation section, and it will test your knowledge based on both the exploration piece and the experimental piece. If you have any questions or concerns about this lab, let me know. I'm always happy to help.